going to win. So, for the first time in a long time, Fee Collier actually kind of cooked there.
Angel Reese walked into her debut with massive hype, but what happened next shocked everyone. Facing the Minnesota Lynx, things unraveled fast. Her shots wouldn't fall, the defense was relentless, and the pressure kept building with every possession. For a moment, even her confidence seemed to slip under the spotlight. This wasn't just a tough game, it felt like a statement from the league itself. Was it nerves, or was this a brutal wake-up call? One thing is clear, this performance has everyone talking, and the questions are only getting louder.
I love watching her highlights of missing shots. She's got to be the...
Chicago is already in chaos, and fans hoping for Angel Reese's breakout moment are starting to worry. After 2 preseason performances that felt more like shaky tryouts than a dominant rookie arrival, serious questions are beginning to rise about her future with the Chicago Sky. Meanwhile, on the other side, Caitlin Clark is doing the exact opposite, taking over games with ease, breaking defenders, and pulling up from logo range like it's nothing. The contrast couldn't be more brutal. One rookie is struggling to find her place, while the other is already taking over the league.
Chicago Sky versus Minnesota last night, and I understand that it is the last preseason game, but boy, how they tried to pad them stats for Angel Reese, because she had bad stats.
Angel Reese is already struggling to find her rhythm, and it's starting to show. Against Camila Cardoso, she's having trouble finishing at the rim and controlling rebounds, 2 areas where she was expected to dominate. Instead, the pressure is building, and every mistake is under the spotlight. If she wants to meet the hype, she'll need to turn things around quickly.
Talk about Angel Reese missing out on these press conferences all the time. What is this really about? Here's a girl, right, who loves to be in everybody's face, loves to be on front center, right? Always on TikTok, always on Instagram.
Honestly, Angel Reese's preseason performance raised serious concerns. Against the Minnesota Lynx, she managed just 10 points, hitting only 2 shots from the field. In extended minutes, that kind of production simply doesn't match the hype surrounding her name. With expectations this high, performances like this won't go unnoticed. If this trend continues, the conversation around her rookie season could shift very quickly, and not in a good way.
Always on YouTube with her podcast, but never during press conferences before a game or after a game or during practice for real. You rarely ever hear from Angel Reese. And my question is why? Why don't you like to talk basketball, Angel? Is it because you miss so many layups, you're so bad at basketball?
This wasn't the dominant presence fans were expecting from Angel Reese. She finished with just 3 rebounds, numbers that might be acceptable for a guard, but not for a player hyped as a force in the paint. What's even more concerning is that she was out-rebounded by a teammate still adjusting to the team. For a player built on physicality and control inside, this raises serious questions. If this continues, the road ahead could be tougher than anyone expected.
Smooth 6'3", and jump like that, grab him, rim, and dunk him. Let's be honest, that's bounce for girl. That's bounce. Now, some of y'all are probably wondering why I said she could dunk. I mean, obviously, Shorty can't dunk now. We see the game, she barely get off the ground. She getting like an inch off the ground. Anyway, the reason for that is she had a big injury in her leg a long time.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is making everything look effortless. In her preseason debut with the Indiana Fever, she played with total confidence, dropping assists, hitting deep threes, and controlling the pace like a seasoned pro. The offense flowed through her, and the team exploded for over 100 points in a game that felt completely one-sided. In sharp contrast, Angel Reese looked unsure of her role, stuck between positions and struggling to leave a real impact early on. Right now, the difference between the 2 rookies couldn't be more clear.
Metal rod in her leg takes away mobility, way less agile, so that's why we see her play the way she does, way less athletic, but that's the reason. But I said I would say something important at the end of the video. So, now that we have all that in mind, the injury, the metal rod, less mobility, less agility. Now that we have all that information, here's the important part. She still should be making.
But here's the twist. Camila Cardoso is quietly stealing the spotlight. While Angel Reese struggles to find her rhythm, Cardoso is stepping up in a big way for the Chicago Sky, putting up strong numbers with points and rebounds while doing the dirty work inside. She's showing that aggressive, "I'll take that" mentality on the boards, owning the paint and making an impact on both ends. Meanwhile, Reese is being pushed into the background, left chasing the game as Cardoso takes control. Right now, it's Cardoso who looks ready, and that shift is turning heads fast.
Correct me if I'm wrong here. I thought Angel Reese was responsible for elevating the WNBA dump. I thought Angel Reese was responsible for taking the dump and turning it into an unmonetizable turd. Now, to her credit, it is a nicely polished turd. It almost looks appealing. Almost. Of course, it's still not appealing enough to generate profit, but I guess the WNBA is taking babies.
Let's break it down. Caitlin Clark is starting the WNBA season like a seasoned pro, lighting up the scoreboard, delivering precise assists, and forcing defenders to rethink their game plan. She moves with confidence, commands the court, and proves she's ready to lead the Indiana Fever. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is still struggling to find her rhythm, with her shooting stuck around 25% and every misstep drawing attention from the crowd. The contrast between the two rookies couldn't be sharper, and the pressure on Reese is mounting fast.
What's one more year of multi-million-dollar losses? I thought Angel Reese was the star of stars, the icon of icons. That's what the mainstream media keeps telling me. Headline at Forbes from last month: how Angel Reese and Asia Wilson are leading the WNBA's group.
The league's season opener set up a showdown fans have been waiting for. Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark and her Indiana Fever. What was supposed to be a heavyweight clash quickly turned into a one-sided display. Clark dominated every aspect of the game, controlling the court with precision and confidence, while Reese struggled to make an impact, missing shots, giving up easy access to the paint, and watching as Camila Cardoso grabbed rebounds Reese expected to claim. The contrast couldn't be clearer. Clark looks ready to lead, while Reese still has a lot to prove at this level.
Why you have the least amount of fans showing up in attendance at your games? That all has something to do with it. You're not relatable. You're not likable. People only hear from you when you showing half off, your body, or you're showing off what you're wearing. Right? Trying to make a fashion statement. You're showing off your new weave. It's so unbelievable. You're showing off your new lashes, right? But you don't talk basketball.
This isn't just a rough start. It's starting to feel personal for Angel Reese. Imagine being hailed as the future face of the league, only to have a teammate like Camila Cardoso show what real dominance in the paint looks like. Layups that Reese once owned in college are now routine for Cardoso. And in the WNBA, there are no participation trophies. Every mistake is noticed, and the pressure is real.
Angel Reese is arguably the biggest star in the WNBA because she has more social media followers than everyone else. But like I say all the time, popularity on social media, that does not equate.
Angel Reese has had a rough start to the WNBA preseason. Missed shots, getting out-rebounded by Camila Cardoso, and inconsistent play have all raised questions. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is dominating effortlessly, controlling the offense, scoring at will, and making the contrast impossible to ignore. Reese's college hype hasn't translated to the pros yet, and with the regular season beginning, every misstep is under the spotlight. This Saturday's game is her chance to prove she belongs. But if she falters, Clark will continue to shine, leaving Reese scrambling to reclaim her narrative.